Alright, here we have another velocity problem. If an arrow is shot upwards on the moon with a velocity of 55 meters per second, its height in meters after t seconds is given by h equals 55t minus 0.04 t squared. Find the average velocity over the interval 1 to 1.04. Big words here, average velocity. We know that we could be dealing with some type of s of t, or delta s over delta t. S is our general term for change in distance, but here they give us something more specific. They give us height. So we could change that to delta h over delta t. Not a really big difference there, but it can help us out a little bit if you're stuck on the notation. So this is, once again, just the old school slope, h2 minus h1 over t2 minus t1. And we do need to decide what time 2 and what time 1 are. Generally time 2 is the later time, so t2 equals 1.04, t1 equals 1. And then we can go ahead and fill this in as h of 1.04 minus h of 1, all divided by 1.04 minus 1. Now it is important to go ahead and work these out, so h of 1.04 is equal to 55 times 1.04 minus 0.04 times 1.04 squared. So taking a look at that on the calculator, 55 times 1.04 close parenthesis minus 0.04 times 1.04 squared, and we get 57.15636, Now normally we'd think about rounding this off to the nearest, to the third decimal place, but if we look at our answers, we're rounded off to the fourth, so that means for here, we need to maintain as much accuracy as we possibly can, so we're just going to go ahead and write everything out. So we get equals 57.156736. H of 1 is a simple one, that's just 55 times 1 minus 0.04 times 1 squared. Gives me 54.96. Coming back over here, what could be a necessary step for some is not totally necessary for me. We could go ahead and fill in what h of 1.04 is, 57.156736 minus 54.96 divided by, well, 1.04 minus 1. This is 0.04. This step right here actually shows everything that we have right here. This is a bit unnecessary because we're just going to go straight back to the calculator to evaluate this. But once you have this, make sure you show something that you know how to calculate these values. So we can come back here, and back on the calculator I've got my previous one in there, so I can take that one, subtract 54.96, and divide by 0.04, 54.9184. So here's my answer. Units, well, this is average velocity, and I was given units in the problem. Right up here, we should be looking at meters per second. And if I look at my multiple choice, I see that the answer is obviously D. 8.